Fuse Box here, and I was just going to go over the things that I'm starting to work on. We know a little bit more about what's coming. We know these stage 25, 21 through 25 on the dungeons should be coming within the week if everything goes right, according to Polarium. So that's cool. We know it's not going to affect other people. You will still be grinding the same gear that we're grinding on stage 25, possibly not as efficiently. And I don't know that stage 25 is really going to be where people go to grind. It may be something we do for missions and still stick with stage 20. So also, that's not all. Not only do you not have to worry about it if you're not ready for stage 21 through 25, 10 through 20, I mean, it's actually getting nerfed a little bit. At least the Fire Knight's Castle. They're going to make it to where it only takes 7 hits instead of 10 when you're going from somewhere around 12 or 13 up to 20. It only takes 7 hits to get that shield down. That's definitely a huge plus. It's just so there's no reason to be worried, upset, bothered by this whole new thing. It's going to be even easier in some cases for you to grind your way to level 20 and work on getting your Arbiter. And again, they're not improving the gear that you get. It's the same gear that you get on stage 20, so no reason to panic. But most of us are going to be trying to at least dive into stage 21 through 25. They already kind of they nerfed the corners and they softened them up for us with their wording. They're warning us it is for in-game players. They could be off. We don't know if they're hitting the mark right on the head. We really don't know. But they are trying to make it out that it's not just something you're going to just beat. So we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. But some things that I have been looking at, there are going to be a lot of new heroes usable in new places. We've talked about this. But with the new update where they're going to fix a lot of these void heroes, like Vizix, Solus, Warlam, the Frost King, well, there's a lot of epics that you might not realize are sitting in your guild, sitting in the champion vault that might be of pretty good use. So real quick, I want to go over Suai Firstborn. Alright, she's already a pretty solid damage dealer. Like definitely that's what she does. She's a damage dealer, but I don't have her built out. She's at level 40. I tell you what. Okay, so Suai Firstborn. As you can see, she does have the base stats that she's going to need to do real damage. Her multiplier's already out there. Her damage has already been calculated. She's definitely, her A1 hits very hard. The rest are solid and strong. But that's fixing to get far better. So, alright, the A1, let's just look at what she does. On an A1, they can bring a decreased defense. Absolutely great, right? It also this increases on an A1. Increases her attack and increases her crit damage for 2 turns if it kills an enemy. So she's bringing decreased defense and buffing herself when something dies. That's solid as it gets for an A1. Now her A2, as of right now, attacks 1 enemy and then attacks all enemies with a second hit, doing 80% of the damage that you inflicted on the first hit. So if it's critical. So of course it's going to be critical. She's never going to get a weak hit because she's void. So you hit very hard and 80% of that you hit again. So it's almost a complete double hit. Then you've got attacks 1 enemy before attacking it places weakened for 2 turns. So what they're doing is they're changing Utter Rampage. They're going to make this an AoE. As long as it keeps the same multipliers and the same damage output that she has right now, this becoming an AoE is going to be a very, very strong move. It's going to be what is considered a very strong move on a single target into a very strong move on an entire team. This is going to be an amazing double hitter. It's going to be great. She's probably going to be useful as an arena nuker now, but they're also adding decrease attack on this. Well, now all of a sudden you're going to get on certain bosses on certain stages, and who knows where you're going to get stuck, 22, 23, but the affinity could keep you from bringing like Stagnite. He's just a go-to, right? He breaks defense, he breaks attack on enemies. He's so useful everywhere he goes. Well, now you've got somebody that when you get to the boss, first of all, she's going to have huge wave clear, which is useful getting to the boss. Then she's going to be able to break his defense, break his attack, and place weaken. All 3 of the most important utility buffs off of one hero, and she's void, never get a weak hit. I really think that Swai Firstborn is going to become a top-notch hero for all kinds of content, but let alone getting through these stages where we're going to be switching affinity. And don't forget, the Doom Tower, from this point on, the bosses will switch affinity, so you can't get comfortable with the affinity that they are. We'll talk each month about certain heroes, I'm sure, that work really well against a certain affinity, but in the end, if you have a void champion that can bring it all, that's something you're going to want. So I want to go over her without a doubt. I think her game's stepping up to legendary stature. We shall see, but I have almost no doubt about that. Also, I was going to talk about some changes to one that may, I guess we'll stick with the index since he's not built out for me. It is Towering Titan. Alright, so this guy, he's got a couple strong hits and some utility. He's an HP champion, and that already starts out sounding pretty good, but the thing is, like, they made all his damage off of attack. You know, it's one of those where you get no utility out of him. He can bring decreased defense on his A1. Again, that's great. He attacks 4 times at random. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Attacks 4 times at random with a 50% chance. That buffs up to 60 of placing provoke. He increases defense on your team for 2 turns, places continuous heal on himself and a shield on himself equal to 30% of his max HP. So you want to build this guy with high max HP. He also works with Cage Breaker, another Ogren, and it transfers 50% of the damage dealt to Cage Breaker to him, which is really cool way of keeping an attack-based champion alive with this HP-based champion. Well, now he's going to be based off of HP, not attack. With the numbers they got now, and it's kind of impossible to crunch this one right now, but he may really be a very strong hero. It's possible he could be a strong hero, and maybe even with enough HP and defense on him, maybe even usable with Cage Breaker and make a pretty neat pair. But this is probably going to play out more for Ogrins or just for certain places, utility, some of the special stages where you can only bring the Ogren tribe. So I just wanted to mention it. I can't be sure how amazing he's going to turn out, but at least they fixed him right. Now, there's one that really stands out. It is in the Bannerlords. This one, to me, I think is going to have a lot of use from here out. They've been working on her forever. Rowan. She's just never really been worth it, right? But what they're doing, one simple change, and finally, they're making this a 75% chance, so it books up to 100. A void hero that brings 4 poisons with a 100% chance of landing them as long as you have your accuracy where it needs to be. This means stage 21, 22, 24, whichever one you're on that climb, you can hit the dragon with 4 poisons and not have to worry about his affinity. I really think she's the cure-all for getting through these dragon stages, assuming that we're still going to be going heavy on poisons, and it's hard to believe anything other than that. They did say they kind of nerfed, you can't do the poison combustion, the big, where you blow up a million poisons and wreck bosses, but you will still need poisons, and Rowan now has utility. Something else I noticed about her. Look at this. All right, this is a 4-hitter. It attacks one enemy 4 times on a 3-turn cooldown. Not bad. 4 hits on a 3-turn cooldown. Then she has a 3-hitter on a 3-turn cooldown. Then she has her A1, which places a heal reduction. I think that was a 70% chance of a heal reduction. Interesting. That's based on attack and speed for damage. Kind of curious. But what does this sound like? This sounds like a 4-hitter, a 3-hitter, and a heal reduction on her A1. Sounds like she might be awesome on Fire Knight as well. Especially if we're going to have to work with the mechanics. Take his shield down, keep him from healing when he slams it back down. We're going to need that heal reduction. She might be as useful or more useful than Coldheart. It's hard to say. She's not like a top tier damage champion, but 4 guaranteed poisons, 7 hits just between these 2 moves. That's crazy. She's got 8 hits combined. faction crypts, that's not going to help any. And those are three people, especially Rowan, that I'm really thinking are going to have really heavy use going through. Just the fact that they're void and they're fixing them up. I think the reason they're fixing them up is to help you out, getting through all these different affinities. You don't know which one you might struggle on the most, so building someone like her out before it's time. Unfortunately, don't forget, we have a fragment event coming in less than 2 weeks, so you might want to wait and build her out then. That's what I'm going to do. The new fragment hero, by the way. Okay, here's the deal. We're at a point, every month there is another fragment or fusion event. Now, hopefully this is no frag of fusion. They're not going to combine the fragments and the fusion and drive us crazy. Hopefully that's a thing of the past. There's no way for me to tell you, but it went over like a lead balloon. I hope that they don't do that again. But here's the thing. We know one is coming every month. Every month you can get a legendary. We're at the point that you should know it's coming. And if it's something that you want, all you got to do is save every resource, hold on, don't gear those amazing champions, do everything you can, wait and do those things during the fragment event, and you will get a legendary. And you will be grateful that you did it, I promise. And you also, if you don't want to do it, just ignore it and go on about your business. Everything will be a-okay. But it's a guaranteed legendary, and you never know how they're going to buff them, change them, or how they'll play out until we all get our hands on them and start using them. This guy, alright, so if he does good damage, he looks like a damage dealer. He should do good damage. If he does, as a play alone hero, he should be an amazing hero. He throws out Hex, and there's only 2 heroes in this game that can do that. The other one you get from hard mode and Doom Tower, and even if you're not there, you will be. This game is a long-term game. Just because you can't do something right now or it seems frustrating, calm down, and it's gonna happen for you. It's gonna all click one day. You're gonna have lots of heroes with lots of option and lots of gear, and it's all gonna fall into place. So you will be able to get Thea the Tomb Lord, and these two paired up should be able to wipe pretty much any wave in the game. So just so that one day you have that pair, I say go for him. The fact that he should be a strong hero on his own, he puts out Hex on the entire team, and then he's doing extra damage against that Hex. He should play well even without Thea the Tomb Lord. So I truly think it's one worth going for. Not to mention, there's only 2 in the game that have Hex. If they're going to start making Hex a more common thing in this game, then there's going to be even more reason to have him then. And as a collector, come on, you want him. He's a legendary. He does look cool too, by the way. So I would say get ready for the new fragment event. Maybe look for some of these heroes, specifically Rowan and Sui Firstborn. I really think they're going to be game changers. Sui brings defense down, attack down, weaken, all on one hero. That's going to be great on bosses. Plus, she's going to bring some amazing wave clear with her new A2 that's coming out. All this stuff's supposed to be coming soon, so I would say get ready. If you've got some of those hiding in your vault, and in the past they didn't look like they were worth building, well, now I think they are. Rowan will probably be more effective once you get past. There are plenty of great poisoners up to stage 20. But hey, you might be struggling on stage 18 of the dragon. Wherever you are, she could be the answer because she doesn't care about affinity, brings 4 poisons. Clan boss, I don't like the A1 doing a heal reduction or a block heal because that's a debuff you don't want on the clan boss, but she still brings 4 poisons, so she's got solid utility there too. The only thing, like I say, is that she brings 1 debuff you really don't want on your 10 debuffs. There are plenty of heroes that do the same, including Skull Crusher, so if you need her, you could use her even on clan boss, but I think she's going to really shine everywhere else that you want to poison her. That's it, guys. I just want to go over the things that I noticed I really got my eye on. I pulled them out of my vault. I don't have Rowan on this account, but I do have her on my other one, and I think she's going to be key. So I'm also going to build any strange poisoners. If I haven't built Aothar, I plan on building him now so I have somebody to back up on if I need to switch affinities. And maybe it's something you want to think about yourself if you are moving into stage 21 in the coming week. Until next time, guys, good luck with everything that is going on. Good luck with the new stages. Have fun with it. Don't fret if you can't beat it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat it, and I'm not going to be messed up about it if I can't. Until next time, enjoy the grind.